Hello everybody, I'm Brainy Diode, and I am back with another episode of Nier Automata as I talk over the vocals in the background and Pascal gets way too close into my personal space. Last time, we returned to the factory and met a dangerous cult of machines that wants to kill us because they think that death makes a being like a god. This time, we are going to continue our escape from the factory, aided by 9S. Supposedly, we haven't seen him around in a while, but theoretically he's going to be helping us. So, just through here, is this the way I came? I don't remember. Yes, this is the way I came. Let's not go back the way I came. Let us instead continue forward in our mission. That's what we want to do. We've got to open this. Is this an elevator? Looks like it. Okay, so while we wait for the elevator, and while we will inevitably have to wait in the elevator, just a couple of housekeeping things. Let's get in the elevator. Hopefully there's not a cutscene that'll cut me off. Nope. Just a couple housekeeping things. I checked a couple things online to figure stuff out. And, ooh, we are getting pretty close to a boss fight, so maybe I don't want to say this right now. Scared believer. Spooky. Okay, so housekeeping will wait. For now, we've got a boss to fight, I promise. I mean, come on, if that doesn't look like a boss arena, I don't know what does. It's pretty obvious we're gonna fight something. And there we go.
Alert. Energy shield detected over enemy unit. Physical defense shield detected. Analysis. Both long and close-range attacks are ineffective.
Oh, now what?
Large energy supply detected within this factory. Proposal. Energy source should be destroyed.
9S, that Goliath we just encountered.
I got it. I've been keeping an eye on you. I'm gonna shut off power to the factory now.
Do it!
Factory system at 80% control. Hang in there, 2B. 90%. 92. 95. 98. I just shut down the electrical grid.
Enemy shield deactivated.
So of course we have to fight this thing in the dark. So this is a new Goliath unit that we haven't seen before. But trust me, this is definitely not going to be the last time we're seeing it. In fact, a lot of Goliath units that we fight from here on out are going to look like this. I forgot it has shockwave attacks. As I was saying, a lot of Goliath units we're fighting from here on out are going to bear a very striking resemblance to this one. Thankfully, a lot of them aren't going to have the energy shields that we have to worry about like this one, so we won't have to fight them all in the dark, don't worry. But we gotta give some sort of interesting gimmick to the first one, of course. In addition to the shields that it mentioned, it does have armor on its legs. Whenever you break the armor on its legs, it will fall down like this, and you can attack the little bulb in its tail. But since it is dark in here, it's a little hard to tell where the legs are, and even harder to tell which legs we have and haven't destroyed yet, especially if you're long range like I am at the moment. And it's gonna shoot its tail at me again. It took me admittedly several tries to beat this my first time through the game, so please don't be too surprised if I die the first couple times fighting this thing. Honestly, so far I seem to be doing pretty well against it, though. I'm impressed with myself. Of course, I probably just jinxed it, but what are you gonna do? Let's see if we can destroy another one of its legs. It is being defensive of these legs. Kind of makes sense, but also, please stop being defensive of the legs. I want to destroy them. Yeah, I really can't tell which leg I did destroy last time. That's a bit of a problem with having boss fights in the dark. There we go. Got another one of its legs down. And go back and attack the tail. Here's the little bulb in the tail. I can't really tell for sure if attacking the bulb in the tail does extra damage. Sure slowed us down that time. I can't really tell if attacking this bulb does extra damage, but hey, if it's gonna sit around and be defenseless for us, might as well attack whatever looks like a weak point. Did that do it? Is it down already? Its health bar is gone, but it's still up and moving. Its health bar is back, and it has another form. Right. It can't take any damage like this. It's invulnerable. So, why it doesn't just do this all the time, I'm not sure. I mean, it's spinning around a lot. Maybe this is a large energy expenditure. Sure would be nice if I could actually damage it, though. Also, those chains that are holding this platform up must be quite impressive to be dealing with this thing bouncing around all over the place and not breaking. Okay, it stopped. Does that mean I can attack it? Apparently I can attack it. Alright. A lot of help you were, Pascal. What do you have to say to us? Let's get going. I agree. So, that was much easier than expected. Wow. I really genuinely am impressed with myself. Good work, Brainy. Okay, so I'm sure we're going to have some sort of cutscene coming up soon, so I won't take care of the housekeeping stuff quite yet. Just gotta wait for this elevator to take us up out of the factory. I assume that's where we're going. Nice camera angles, guys. Alright, looks like we want to be going in this direction. Probably don't need the light for too much longer. Thing is marked as an enemy on the map, but certainly doesn't seem to want to fight. This is... yeah, this is getting pretty disturbing. Okay. Yeah, so there wasn't a cutscene. There's just... oh dear goodness. What on earth is going on? Okay. Jeez. Great, that's a locked chest. Whew, made it out.
Why did you have to die? It's not fair. My only brother. Damn them! I'll kill them! I swear I'll kill them all!
Wow, that was certainly something. I had no idea such a vast space existed beneath the abandoned factory. I need to return and investigate as soon as possible. When I do, perhaps you'd be willing to join me?
No thanks.
Yeah, I'm with 2B on this one.
I'm
I
heading
think
back
I've...
to the resistance camp. What about you?
Oh, I'll probably wander back to the village. I have plenty on my plate there.
I see.
Yeah, I think I've had enough of creepy death cults for now.
This is the resistance camp.
Say again? I'm not receiving.
Scanning for interference.
The machine requesting backup. Forces in range. Please, we can...
Let's move.
So that's certainly not good. Wow, yeah, there are enemies being airdropped in and everything. So, while we're on our way back to the Resistance... Oh, wow, you're shooting a lot. Dang. You've got some electricity attacks we haven't seen before. Interesting. Let's not get caught in them. While we're headed back to the Resistance camp, let's take care of that housekeeping I was mentioning earlier. I checked a couple things online, and what I found out is that back when we visited the flooded coast to look for 9S, we encountered that machine that was guarding a locked door that wound up self-destructing. So I went and checked what that locked door is for. It turns out it's actually for some DLC that I don't have. So, we're not going to be covering what's behind that door in this series. If you want to, I'm sure there's stuff about it online. From what I understand, it's basically a coliseum where you just do a bunch of fights and... yeah, you just do a bunch of fights and your rewards are just some cosmetic costumes, I guess. So, it's nothing that I personally felt the need to go out of my way to spend extra money on, which is why we're not going to cover it on this series. I apologize. Also, what I found out is that as of right now, the Wandering Couple quest is closed to us. Once you fight, or once you go to the flooded coast to protect the missile shipment and fight the Leviathan, as I'm calling it for now. Once you do that, you will be barred from completing the Wandering Couple quest. Whoops. I hear that that is actually one of the better side quests in the game. So it's kind of unfortunate that I accidentally stopped us from being able to finish it. But the good news is we will be able to do the quest again later, but the thing is we're going to have to start it all the way over from the beginning. So I haven't quite decided yet if I want to show the whole thing or just do the parts that we've already done off camera.
Why are their numbers increasing like this?
Cause unknown.
Try contacting the bunker via laser relay system.
Affirmative.
I haven't decided yet if I want to show the whole thing again or if I just want to do the stuff that we've already done off screen and then jump in when I get to new material. But obviously you will find out what I've decided once I actually start doing things with it again. And that's not going to be for a... Actually, you know what? It's getting decently close to that point. Not immediate quite yet, but not as far off as I've been saying things will be for a long time now. So you will find out in the not too distant future, probably within the next couple, I don't want to say couple months because that sounds like a really long time, but since I'm only releasing one episode per week now, it might be a couple months. Speaking of which, by the time you watch this video, for me at least, the 2018-2019 academic year will be over, which means I will be on summer break. And what I'm about to tell you is another housekeeping thing. It's not going to come into effect quite yet, but not during the summer, but once I go back to school after the summer, I'm going to have my own place, which means that I'll have a bit more privacy. I'll be able to upload more often, and that means I am going to try to go up to 2 videos per week. Currently the plan, and remember this may change because it's going to be 3-4 months before I'm actually able to put this plan into effect, but as of now, the plan is to upload on Tuesdays and Fridays starting mid to late August. So hopefully that will speed things up a bit longer. I don't want this series to go on absurdly long. At the rate I'm going at currently, the series will definitely go over a year long, which is kind of crazy to say. I think that even with starting to upload 2 episodes a week in the fall, we might still have the chance of going over a year on this series. But I'm currently estimating that the series is going to be about 60 episodes long. It might be a couple over that, might be a couple under that, really not sure yet, but right around 60 is the estimate that I feel comfortable saying at the moment. And I mean, yeah, at the rate I'm going at, I started this in December, and if it is 60 episodes, that means I'm a good 4 months in now, and not even a third of the way done, so yeah, third of the way done at 4 months would put us at about a year for the whole series, so you know, maybe doing 2 episodes a week will get me in under a year. Who knows? Well, I guess I will once I actually start doing it, but that's in the far off distant future. Meanwhile, we have destroyed all of those other machines, except for this Goliath unit here, so... Oh, never mind, there's another machine here. How lovely. Okay, this is not working out how I thought it would. Yeah, you really don't need to fight all the machines here. It looks right now at least, like they're probably infinitely respawning. Really, we could... What is that move that I keep doing? I don't know what that move is. Right now, if we wanted to, we could just run to the resistance camp. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to beat this Goliath unit just to get it out of the way, you know. Might as well, and because we're going to want some experience coming up pretty soon. And then I'm going to end off the episode, head back to the resistance camp, and help them out in the next episode. So, not going to end it off quite yet, but pretty soon. Because, if I remember correctly, this will be the 17th episode. And I'm expecting to finish off the first act, per se, of the game right around episode 19 is my current estimate. So, expect episode 19 to be much longer than a lot of the other episodes I've been doing, because it is a big story event. And since we're at 17 right here, we're getting pretty close, as I'm sure you can tell, so I may go over time the next couple episodes, so I definitely want to keep this episode, and at the very least, a bit under time. Yeah, it looks like these enemies are going to be infinitely respawning, so just take this last one out, and then I will end things off. We just about got it. We did get a level up, so our time here wasn't completely wasted. And there he goes. So, next time on Nier Automata, we will be returning to the Resistance camp, presumably to defend them against the attack by Adam. I will see... Adam's dead. Presumably to defend them against the attack by Eve. Yeah, that. I will see you then. Well, as soon as I get back to this access point. There we go. We're gonna go save the Resistance. I'll see you next time.